So slicers and tree maps are nice, but what about this table visual? We worked with tables a lot in the query editor and of course also in the data view, but actually in our reports we also want to visualize data in table form. This is a pretty common task, and therefore we can of course also fulfill this task in Power BI Desktop. And for this, I'll create another slicer, which I will position now over here maybe. So let's see how this works, like this and like that. And in this slicer, I want to be able to select my age category, so this adult, child, and so on thing. Therefore, we go to the dim age table and there choose the age category field, which we drag into the slicer. And here we again have the problem that our data is unreadable, but as I would like to go back to our horizontal layout here, I'll simply select the initial slicer, select the format painter, and simply paint it onto the age category. We can reduce the size of the slicer a bit. Let's see, maybe like this, and I think this looks quite good. Let's make sure we select all data initially, and as you immediately see, this has an impact onto the other visual too. I'll come back to this in a few seconds. And now I'll unselect the slicer and create a table visual. The table visual can be found right here. We also have this matrix visual, not covered at this stage of the course. But if we select the normal table, then we get this visual over here and we put it to the right part of this page actually, like this maybe. And in contrast to the slicer, the table visual can hold multiple fields, otherwise it would be a pretty small table. And in this table, I would like to add 3 types of fields: the region, the age category, and the population. So this means we go to our region field here in the dim region table and add this as a value. Now the value is displayed right here. We can also select all values by clicking again onto North America here. Now we have all our regions. Now, as a next field, we add our age category, and be careful because we currently selected our region table. So this means if I would do that, we would break our visual. So let's undo this here and let's reselect our table and now add the age category right there. And finally, we'll scroll down and add the population count here as the third field in our visual. And with this structure here in place now, I can, for example, say that I would like to have for Europe the adult population only. And now this is not working, as you can see it right here, because we have all data displayed except for the adult one. And that's again the issue about the way the slicer is displayed. So black values are the selected ones in our formatting case. So we should make sure to press select all like this, so that we have the gray fields here, and now we can select adult, and with that we get the adult population in Europe in the year 2020. And now the cool thing is, with this slicer setup, we can select individual years if we want to, individual regions, even individual countries, by the way. So if I, for example, now select Germany, I get back the individual country that I want to have. So if we select all again, you see that Germany in 2020 has about 80 million people of population. There is still one thing to keep in mind again. If we select the slicer and go to the Edit Interactions field, we can talk about whether it is necessary that this slicer has an impact onto the tree map visualization. This is something you can decide depending on to your needs. I mentioned this quite often. The slicer and the interactions are important configuration steps to have a nicely working report. For our purposes here, I'll keep it as it is. And with that, we actually have a nice overview of different slicers and visuals. I'll just rearrange this quickly, to be honest, and put the tree map down here maybe, and the table visual next to the tree map, because with that we could actually say that we add our selector for the different categories below here, and now here we can also change the style actually to the horizontal orientation, like this maybe, and like that. Or let's see, maybe it's better to put the region over here, and the age groups over there. So it's up on you how you style it, and we can actually also again copy that style from the initial one to this region selector. So this is all about the final formatting. I mentioned this earlier. We'll have a look at the final format of our report towards the end of this module, as I don't want to waste too much time on these nitty-gritty formatting things. So as you can see it right here and right there. Yeah, now we could format it like this, make the charts bigger again. So this could be kind of, an option for the look of this visual. As I said, we'll come back to this a bit later. By the way, for the table visual here, as you can see, we have plenty of space available. You can also hover into this visual and increase the width of the individual columns if you want to. Maybe not like this. Let's make this smaller, this one a bit bigger, and this one also a bit bigger. Like that, maybe. So this is it about tree maps, tables, and multiple slicers. But if I again create a new page, go back to my tree map, right-click onto the slicer and copy that visual, and now go to my new page and paste it, then we again get this warning. And this syncing visuals pop-up is the next topic we'll have a look at.